Well, for the record, for my title video purposes, so I can show it down the line when I finally do connect with that date. November the 7th, which is tomorrow, it's Thursday. I just remember at one point when Batcat disappeared on Thursday, and when Donald Trump was there on 7/11, he was there on November 7th. There is a 4-3-2-1. It didn't happen yet, but it does start to happen when the countdown begins. So from 11/11, because time is up, when 11/11 comes around and the sheep no more, and he did say that, Jonathan Kleck did say that that the Hoover Dam, like 7 years ago or whatever, he's really harping on, like, he's literally bringing it back up because 11/11's coming around the corner. The purpose for him bringing it up is to tell you he's not a false prophet, because he set a date and nothing happened, and he's so concerned about people calling him a false prophet. Oh my God, you know how many dates I set and nothing happened? Hey, call me what you want. I don't give a shit. I'll just call you lukewarm. And from those predictions, hot or cold, that's why me personally, I continue, because I learned from what was hot, what was cold, and just keep going until eventually that last... Look, I have every right in the world to make another prediction on a daily basis, because knowledge increases daily. They play their events daily. They speak daily. All their mouthpieces, not every single day does one of them speak. Well, Paul Begley does, but for the most part, every day the mouthpieces are talking. So every day I reserve my own right to come up with more predictions. Well, it's basically the same prediction, just a different date. Same world script event, different date. So before tomorrow comes around and shit starts popping off, and then it's like a 4-3-2-1, because the 4th would be on the 7th. It would be the date. That would be the countdown in the beginning from the 7th, and then the countdown of 4 goes into the 8th day. That would be 4, and then the 9th would be 3, and then the 10th would be 2, and the 11th is 1. Blast off. It's the end of the sheep, because there's sheep no more. Even though it's only it's like a flick of the switch, and then it's a power exchange, and then it's a get the hell up out of here, click. And then here comes real truth from that point on. When the Great Babylon, when that city is destroyed, up in heaven, those cities that are up there, well, that city has no place in heaven. And that city, that great city, is going to be destroyed, and that great city will be no more. Because that true city, the righteous city, takes over. Up in everybody's mind, that city rules. And that great city is fallen. So yeah, we're going to see destruction, complete annihilation, world war, catastrophe, and all that good stuff. But when the Antichrist is done, and that's the end of it, then it's our turn. And then that great city, it's only going to take God 1 hour. Because it's like this. This is how simple it is. When it's time, over. That's it. It's over. Wolf, no more. Wolf's no more. So I'll go with the 7th of November. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what event. But what it's leading up to is, it's leading up to 4321. Sheep No More. The countdown to Sheep No More is 4321. So go from the 11th November, Monday. It's not in the midst of the week, but it is a day when the banks are closed. And man, does everything point towards 11/11, like the Hoover Dam exploding, opening, like everything everything's just coming full force. So 11/11 at 8:48 a.m. I'll have to say that it will be building number 8 at 17th and JFK Blvd in Philadelphia, PA, Center City. Bomb dropping number 1. And then 15 minutes later, 9:03 a.m., bomb drop number 2. And that would be the leveling of the William Penn building, because Jonathan Kleck wants to back up that cement truck and just level it out. Because if he levels out William Penn, then you can drive straight through. It's no more that William Penn building no longer dictates which direction you got to go. You can just go straight through now. But before that, well, I think what's going to happen here the next couple of days is it's going to be an event that's going to be blamed on God, like some kind of, whether it's an earthquake so ginormous that it destroys, like it starts destroying California, right? Or I don't know, is it tornado season or is it hurricane season, or is that over? Well, it doesn't matter. Kleck can make a tornado at any point. But I feel like it's going to be something that Kleck wants to show you. But at the same time, don't forget about that rapture, because he did make his one wall is complete, and I believe that's the angels going up. So that wall is already complete. We're going to see that over the next couple of days. It's going to be rainy, the weather, it's going to be cold, which is referencing some kind of unnatural disaster created by the Lord himself. And going into the weekend, going into Friday, well, shit, wait a minute. That bank might even get hit on Friday the 8th at 8:48 a.m. Building 8 on the 8th floor at 17th and JFK. There, put that mirror in. And Saturday would become another event, and Sunday another event, and then Monday. But I don't know. It just seems like Monday is a better bet for hitting the bank, because they're closed. Because once they hit that bank with that bomb, then because the bomb squad's going to be there. I think what happens is Kleck has this thing going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as they're talking amongst each other. Saturday, it's like a 2-3 bypass, because there's the 2 events already took place that they already did, and it's the Saturday's like the meeting point, and they need to meet up for Sunday at 2:30 a.m. in the alleyway. So if you see any of these events happen, then surveillance teams, they need to make sure that they follow Kleck on what would Sunday be? Well, the 7th is Thursday. That's tomorrow. 8th, 9th, 10th. Okay, so that would be the Sunday, November 10th at 2:30 a.m. You would have to. Well, Kleck will be meeting up with everybody at the Starbucks and on that corner in that alleyway where that airplane is at 1400 Cherry and Broad Street, right there. Meet him there. Just see what he's up to. See if he has a bunch of people there that they look like a bomb squad, and so they could set up the bombs inside of the bank Sunday morning, get it all of Sunday. They can do their thing. I'm sure it only takes one day. It doesn't take forever. Just ask him how long it took him to implode the first 9/11 buildings. Kleck will tell you. And then 11/11 comes around. It's hit after hit, and then that's one good way to like cut the power or just cut the Wi-Fi and the phone lines. Just even if it's for 3.5 days, and then it just gets turned back on because whoever turned it off, they get a tap on the shoulder. They get a tap first. Kleck gets the last tap because we get the last laugh. So when Kleck gets tapped 3 times on his shoulder, it's over. Before that, somebody has to turn the switch back on. I'm just relying on God's hand to do that. I'll just speak my mind, the events I think are going to happen, and then when they do happen, then, man, I have a tremendous amount of witnesses on my side, including my enemies, the ones that are filled with pride and they just can't stand when I set dates. Well, tough shit. Now I'm going to keep setting them until they finally land on that exact day, the exact time, and then I'll say, well, somebody knew the day and hour of Christ's return. Because when you return on that day and that hour, when that event happens on that day and that hour, you know how many people Christ is going to return in their conscience with? Everybody that's watching. Yep. But then the naysayers, they'll be like, well, eventually you'll get it right if you set a date on every day. Yeah, well, it's not every day. It's just this month here. It's November. It's 2019. It doesn't go any further than 2019 with the events that have to jump off first in order to clear the path and, put in new dirt. When Joe gets new dirt, forget it. Because that new dirt, the old dirt, he's just going to let it sit there over the winters, cave in, and just, because it's junk anyway. It's garbage. But when the early spring, when 3, 2, 1 comes around, early spring, late winter, March 21st, something like that. When 3, 2, 1 actually does come around, which happens to be exactly 5 months from October 21st, 2019, in case they're trying to play those 5-month stinging men, scorpion stings, seeking Christ and they can't find him because death fled from them. When you're seeking to die in Christ and you can't because the word ain't there, well, then you can't get saved, can you? It's a 5-month period of what are you going to do? But again, that 5-month period already happened in my mind 8 years ago. Everything's 8 years behind. So it's unnatural disasters first to get our attention. Something major, like majorly major, blown apart, more than just on the local news, more than on just Kleck's local Texas news. I have a feeling this one's going to be worldwide dominating. Something worldwide dominating news on 11/7. Just because Trump said he was there at 7/11. And he was also doing a countdown of 117, 118, 119. But I feel like the second 9/11 is like a 3-4 day 9/11. It's like a back-to-back kind of 9/11. Remember, those airplanes are going to fall from the sky. Malfunctions. 11/11. That could possibly be the excuse they're going to use, that an airplane just dropped from the sky and crashed into the building. Last one, they said an airplane image flew into the building, and once it hit the building, it disappeared, and then a bomb went off. So we'll see.